The arrival of Europeans in the Hawaiian Islands was first documented in 1778 when Captain James Cook and the crews of his two ships settled in Kauai. This led to the takeover of Americans as they brought over Western ideas, which in turn eradicated Hawaii's own style of life. After the overthrow of Queen Liliuokalani and the Hawaiian Kingdom in 1893 by the American government, the fact that Hawaii has become a stolen land became a painful truth among the native Hawaiians. Many aspects of the native culture were lost, and individuals in Hawaii felt a loss in identity and social structure. Today, Hawaii still faces the lingering effects of the settlement of Europeans and Americans that occurred centuries ago. Currently, fewer than 2,500 people speak Hawaiian as their mother tongue. It is also important to note that despite Hawaii having the longest average lifespan of any state, native Hawaiians face above-average death rates compared to other ethnicities in Hawaii. As newer generations arise, they become less and less educated on the importance of the native Hawaiian culture. As people who live in Hawaii, we need to understand the significance that goes along with learning about Hawaii's culture and land in order to preserve the valuable teachings and cultural traditions of our kupuna. What can we do to help preserve Hawaii's culture and land? To solve this, we can reach out to our community to encourage them to participate in service projects that work towards preserving the culture and land around us. By providing opportunities to those open to learning, we can educate more individuals and keep the Hawaiian culture alive within our community. For my community service, I participated in Project Aloha, which was created by Kai Uehara.
Aloha kākou, guys. My name is Kai Uehara. I started an initiative called Project Aloha. What Project Aloha is the preservation of Hawaiian culture and oral history from our kupunas. Twice a month, we'll take kids out to do service projects that are rooted in Hawaiian culture.
The first place that we were able to visit was a lo'i out in Waialua named Namea Kupono. We helped with maintenance by hanging up palm fronds around the fence and weeding out the lo'i. Afterwards, they taught us how to play a bunch of different makahiki games. The second site that we visited was Maunalua Bay, where we helped remove over 3,000 pounds of an invasive seaweed called the leather mudweed. Here we teamed up with Malama Maunalua in these efforts. The third site that we were able to visit was Kalau Ha'iha'i, a fish pond located in Hawaii Kai. Here we removed an entire area filled with koahale shrubs to make room for a native and endangered tree, the Vili Vili Nui.
I think that Project Aloha has done a really good job of teaching our teens about Hawaiian traditions and culture. One way I think it's done really good with that is introducing our teens to people around the community where they can see that there's still people practicing Hawaiian traditions and culture for what the land was used for. It gives them a lot of unique learning experiences that they wouldn't have got elsewhere. I think Project Aloha does really good because it lets the kid do the thing that they're learning about, which is either like pulling weeds or harvesting kalo. It gives them that sense of being a part of the goal and part of that community, which I think is all really important in regards to what Project Aloha wants to teach.
So I can only speak for myself, but the culture at one point was almost extinct, and that was due to the overthrow of a kingdom. From a moral standpoint, I just think that's so unfair to the people that have the blood of their ancestors running through their veins and not knowing identity. I think culture is a huge part of identity, Hawaii is such a melting pot of different cultures, which is fantastic, but the one that is native to this island is the one that struggles the most.
Culture is the totality of learned, socially transmitted customs, knowledge, material objects, and behavior. To preserve the Hawaiian culture is the goal which many individuals and organizations pursue today. Assimilation is the process through which a person forsakes his or her cultural tradition to become part of a different culture. Native Hawaiians underwent this as it occurred throughout Hawaii as the Western culture rapidly took over. The functional perspective is the way in which the parts of a society are structured to maintain its stability. Talcott Parsons saw society as a vast network of connected parts, each part helping to maintain the system as a whole. Assessing my topic from a functional perspective, the teachings of Hawaii and its land brings people together to cooperate to preserve what is left from the Westernization that has happened over the past few centuries. The conflict perspective is the tension between groups over power or the allocation of resources, including housing, money, access to services, and political representation. From this perspective, my topic is the struggling tensions between Westernization and the preservation of the native Hawaiian land. Because of the significant difference in values, beliefs, and traditions, the native Hawaiian culture is lost to the teachings of the Westerners. The interactionist perspective is when we generalize everyday forms of social interaction in order to explain society as a whole. This was founded by George Herbert Mead. Viewed from this perspective, my topic is the passing down of knowledge of cultural traditions and teaching others the significance of Hawaii's land. Through our interactions, we can pass on information within our community. In Hawaii, our interactions with people such as our kupuna will help us understand what has been lost throughout the years. From the macro level of analysis, the overthrow of the Hawaiian kingdom affected the entire state of Hawaii as a whole. Within the island of Oahu is the meso level, where communities continue to work towards a common goal of preserving the native Hawaiian culture. From the micro level of analysis, the change that can be made at each volunteer site can impact individuals who can carry on the spirit of aloha from generation to generation.